Okay, there are two ways to actually have a notification for your products or for any items that is not found on the list. So you need to have a else side here. If it's empty, then it will just break the process, you know. So what you could do is you just say books is equals to db dot books. You want to list all the books in there because anyway you are passing it here from here. Can so from your search, which is this one, go to view. From here you should have also an if statement here. Again, you should also have if statement if okay, if, and then what I could do is model that count is equal to 0. I use a, how could I say, I use a function count, then I can notify or I can use a h1 there, item not found. Or I can basically, we don't want to do item not found, right? We want to list all, correct? So basically if count equal to 0, then you perform the same thing. This one, we don't need this one actually because we don't want to notify, right? Just perform it all like that. Okay, so we don't need that, just this one line here. Okay, so let's test. Okay, I feel like there's a logical error to this one. I just saw it just now. Anyway, let's just test first. I saw logical. It's not gonna work. It's the first. It's not the first time to run, but still quite slow. No, there should be another else if here. It's supposed to be not else. Let's just check first. Yeah, else if search item not equal to, like if this one does not contain. I'll just show it to you. Let's say I find a sorcerer, right? It's still gonna be empty there. Yeah, because it didn't go to the else side. You know what I meant? It didn't go into the else side because it's not empty. It's it's having a value. Yeah, but our condition here is not string is null or empty. You know what I meant? It's supposed to be that we should have a else if here. If any, it's supposed to be here. I'll end the running first because we cannot edit the controller. This portion is not on your web programming. It's supposed to be else if, and you can just query the deep database, you know. You have to query again that where or that any And then we will have a condition here stating that, how can I say, B, such that B dot book title is equals to your search item. You know what I meant here? This is again an LINQ command. Any will return false if this condition is not satisfied. Yeah, if the condition is satisfied, if the condition is satisfied, then it will do that. It will do it. But in this way, this condition is satisfied or not. Let's say it's not, right? So it's supposed to have it like this. So if it's true, if there is a equal, then you do this, right? But I reverse the condition, so I use a not. And then that's the time I will have books is equals to db dot books dot to list. Let me analyze again first. You can analyze also together. Yeah, you look at here. db.books.any is a boolean function, so it will return true or false. So we are saying that we compare the book title in the search item. So if it's equal, it will be true, right? But if our search item doesn't exist there, so it becomes false. So it will not get in here. So that's why I use the nuts here. I think, okay? So I assume that this operation should and must perform if it's not able to find the book. Because we don't want to have the error message that's saying not found. We want to list it all. Yeah, usually scare the no. If on the perspective of the buyer, if not found, then stop searching lah. You know what I meant? Then you lose the conversion of the.
Perspective. Oh my God, what did I do? Did I do wrong? Restart the computer.
No lah. It's just analyzed.
The internet slow today.
Because I think a lot of people use it. And we recently changed, I think, some issue. New installed. No, it didn't get in here. Okay, let me debug this one first, huh?
Let's see how it works with books which exist with Brida or something. Will it work?
Yeah, it will work because it will get into this one. I wanted to get into this particular condition, so I'm typing now sorcerer. So what I do? No, No.
But we return.
Yeah, it will not get instilled here. Definitely. Because I have a contents. It's not null. You know what I meant?
Yes.
It's not null. So it will get in into the if. After it finishes the if, then it will exit.
Okay. Every time it's not null.
Yeah, every time it's not null, then it supposedly do something, do nothing, right? But right now, it's not null. Basically, it's having a value sorcerer, right? The input box is not null or empty. So basically, it gets in here. But there's no condition stating that if DB books that any, there's no condition that in that there, right? Inside that if. So now I transfer this one. So it's a, yeah. I transfer this if inside here. So I remove this. So I have to place it inside this if, inside the if condition of not null. Okay? So this one will be else side. So that is my assumption of the running. So again, I'm testing while it will run and while I'm logically looking at the flow of the program. So since if I place it in an else if, it will not go still there because it satisfies the condition of not being empty. But once it is not empty, it should go to this condition. Okay, so let's run. Yeah, probably it's correct. Flow.
So there is those icon in no, not here on the corner. I think it belongs to that big no on the right corner, right down corner. No, but yeah here. So that thing.
Okay. We should. Okay, so now let's have the sorcerer here. So it should fetch everything on the database. Yeah. Yeah, it works. And one more thing, it's when checking, if there are errors, you can easily check it by placing annotation here, like you are breaking breakpoints within the program. So let's say, for example, before I run the program, I will place a breakpoints here under the search. I place a breakpoint and I place a breakpoint here. So the program will not continue running, and you can check if it really gets into that particular condition. So let's try to run so that you can trace them. So I'm placing a breakpoint in both of the search.
It's like we making it like comment, right?
Not a comment, like you are breaking the execution of the program. So it will not continue performing it unless you press like FN F11
When I'm when I'm
while I'm running the program. So you can break the execution and check line by line the code if it really gets into the if, or it really gets into the loop. Because if not, then it will move to the next portion of your code. So it means that you have an error there, logically, something like that. Anyway, you can see it from here because I place a breakpoint there. Okay, so it should go back to your coding. So wait, huh? You see, it will go back to the code, and then I'll just press F11. Then from here, I can check. You see, it sees the sorcerer. So meaning to say that item was passed because that sorcerer was actually assigned to search item already. If there is an error, then once you point your mouse there, you will see that that search sorcerer's value is not there. And then I press F11 again. F11 executes this line. So if you look at here, count is 0 currently. So there's nothing inside it because you are referring it to the class, right? You are just instantiating an object to the class. So I press F11 again. Okay, I'll just say continue. Okay, it displays, right? So means to say that it was able to perform this process and get in here. Now, means to say there's no error and execution was correct. But because I didn't place a breakpoint on my if, so that's why it stops checking. Meaning to say it executes the entire process. But I didn't place a breakpoint on my condition, so that's why I didn't see the portion there. Meaning to say it's correct. If I place a breakpoint here, then I would see whether it executes here. But definitely it executed because the products is displayed here. You know what I meant? So if I want to check which portion, or I want to check this certain line, if it's executed or not, you just place a breakpoint. Okay? And then just press F11 or F10. F11 or F10. F11 is line by line. F10 is portion. But I assume that once it is true, then it will not do the line by line for everything. Unless otherwise you have a breakpoint for that line. Okay? Can? So if I do a breakpoint in this line, definitely. If I run it again. Okay? Let me just check. Just to see. After this one, we will have a pagination. See? It gets, means to say it gets into this code and it passes the search item. And then again, see the step in request resulted in auto stop over of the property of an operator. No. Okay. So you see from here, mean to say it gets in here. It doesn't get into the else. See? It jumps to the lower part of the if statement. Mean to say the closing point of your if, it will never go to the else side because this statement is true. Can? But if I basically have this one, okay, just make it continue. Okay, F11. See, what I did there is Brida, so it goes to else. I type another name. I type an existing item in the database, so it didn't get into the if. It jumps to the else side. So I was able to trace it, the program. Okay, so breakpoint is one way to debug. Okay, Ken?